So I wanted to come and make a quick video to give you guys some encouragement. And normally when I come with an encouraging word, it is to give you some information about something that I applied to my life and it worked. So this word on today is to speak to the person who is sitting in that betrayal, who is sitting in that heartbreak, who is sitting in that failure, who is sitting in that loss, who is sitting in their past and believing that they are identified by these things. I want to encourage you on today that you're not. See, your past hurts, your past failures, your past heartbreaks, your past betrayals are not meant to define you, but they are meant to refine you. Meaning, when you go through these things, when you experience these things, you have a choice to get it right and live differently, or you could sit in there and let it consume you. So when I was experiencing this, I had to step out of myself and fight literally against myself. So here it is, me sitting in a hurt, me sitting in a pain, me sitting in a betrayal, me sitting in a rejection, me sitting in this. And then I stepped out of myself and got a second wind and felt what it felt like to be free of these things. We become so comfortable in these things that it feels so normal, that it feels so natural, that it feels like this is it, this is life. I don't have another chance. I cannot get it right. But then you have this where you got that second one and then you feel good and you had a chance to experience that fresh air and that new inspiration and that get up, that get back. Not get back at anybody in vengeance, but get back to life, get back to breathing, get back to living, get back to who you was before these things happened. Now, I know it's easier said than done because sometimes I still struggle with myself to try to see what God sees in me, to try to believe what God told me about myself. But on those days, I'm just like, Lord, strengthen me in my faith. Strengthen me so that I can see me the way you see me. Not only that, I don't know if I could do that because I was so comfortable in these things. I don't believe the promises of God. Sometimes I struggle. Now, this is the mind-blowing situation. See, we sit in all these things, these negative things, and, people talks. And they identify us by these things. And then what happens is we become comfortable and then start thinking and believing that this is it. We're not better than what the world believes about us. And we sit in that. But then God gives you provision. And when God gives you a promise, and when God gives you a true word and tell you that all his ways are true and all his ways are just and everything that has happened is working together for your good, we struggle to believe that. And I used to ponder for quite a while. I probably still do. I used to ponder for quite a while that why was it so easy for me to be receptive to the identity that the world has given me. But here it is, the one and true only living God that can identify me. I struggle to believe what he says about me. It's because we become comfortable in our failures. The only way we can experience and believe what God says about us is if we step out on faith. So if your faith is not strong, remember, faith the size of a mustard seed. Sometimes I say, Lord, my faith is half of a mustard seed, because when we don't see it, sometimes it's hard for us to believe it. But if he said it, it's true. I'm a visual learner and a visual believer. Sometimes I have to see it to believe it, but it's something about God that I don't really have to see anything. I just get excited when I do see it, but I know in my heart that he's real, that he has changed my identity, and that I am no longer identified by my past, because the former things have passed away and all things right now are new. So when I speak to you, to encourage you, I don't speak to you from a place of harboring emotions. I don't speak to you from a place of feeling rejected. I don't speak to you from a place of feeling betrayed. I don't speak to you from a place of hurt. I don't speak to you from a place of failure. I speak to you from a place of faith, a place of believing, a place of trusting someone that, yes, we cannot see, but he has changed my identity. And I know that he has changed my identity because a lot of the times when I do struggle before I became so far in my walk with Christ, when I did struggle in the beginning of my walk, I used to cry. And I used to say, God, help me. Lord, please help me to see what you see in me. Lord, why was I rejected? Why was I hurt? Why do I keep getting hurt? Why, right? I used to say these things. But then when I realized that God was using all things to work for my good so that I can walk in the identity that he has for me, that he knew he had for me. He ordained each and every person to come into my life. It was a divinely orchestrated plan to help me to step into my full identity. So you are not defined by your past hurts, failures, heartbreaks, whatever. You're not defined by that. You're refined by that, because what happens is God is going to refresh you. Okay, you experienced that. But see, where I'm taking you at over here, it feels so good to talk about this. Where I'm taking you at over here, see, on this side, I needed you to experience that over there. Because when it comes to you looking right over here, when it comes to you looking good over here, you're going to have a strong sense of discernment to say, hold on, I don't identify by that no more. I don't do that no more. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I can't, whatever. And when you know you're refined, when you get around those familiar places and those familiar people and they are doing the familiar things and you just kindly gesture in and say, nah, I'm good, nah, it's all right. You ain't got to give a spill. Oh, I'm saved and I don't drink no more. Let me tell you something. When I first started my journey, I used to be so excited and saying, I don't drink no more and this and this and this and that. But it's something about when you walking in your anointing, when you are walking when you are walking under the authority of God, and when you are walking and who God said you are, and when you are now being identified by the cross, you ain't got to explain nothing. You don't have to explain nothing. So when them jesters come, yo, let's go here. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, let's have a drink. Nah, I'm good. And this is the main point right here. When they screw they nose up at you and be like, who she think she is, or who he think he is, you just smile and just kindly walk away, because it's in who you are identified by that you don't have to respond to nobody. Let me tell you something. Your silence, what I have learned on this thing, your silence and your response is major key in everything that you do. Your silence is deadly. Your response could either trigger you, or your response could either make you walk away and be like, yeah, I did that. I didn't have to say much, but I feel good about that, because sometimes God give you this confidence about yourself all the time. God will give you a confidence about yourself where you don't have to be explaining nothing. And can't nobody tell me that my past identifies me now, because you are a liar and so is the devil. And I don't believe anything nobody say, because my past, this is what you gotta say, my past does not define me. My past refines me. So now I got to introduce you to the new person, because they always gonna remember who you used to be, but now you have to remind them of who you are. You are not identified by your past. You are refined by it. Okay? Keep that.